The large-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine, which began in February 2022, brought severe and coordinated Western sanctions that cut off Russia's access to semiconductors, equipment, lithography, and advanced electronic components. Before the conflict, the Russian industry relied heavily on Western and Taiwanese suppliers for high-performance chips used in guidance systems, navigation, sensors, and weapons control. With the restrictions, Moscow had to reorganize its entire microelectronics supply chain. The Russian response included a massive increase in imports through parallel routes, the use of intermediaries in third countries, and, most importantly, a reorientation toward China. In just a few years, the Chinese share of Russian microelectronics imports jumped to about 80 to 90%. At the same time, the country tried to expand domestic production in existing factories, prioritizing components for military use. However, Russian technology remains limited to older process nodes at larger nanometer scales, while advanced Western and Chinese standards already operate at much smaller scales, around 2 to 3 nanometers. This adjustment allowed Russia to maintain and even increase the production of some weapons, but it created clear bottlenecks in critical precision components. Factories like Micron in Zelenograd, in the Moscow region, and facilities in Voronezh, Bryansk, and other locations began operating under constant pressure, relying on imported equipment and materials that are no longer easily obtained. The Ukrainian attack on Monday morning against the Voronezh factory hits exactly these sensitive points. The factory produces semiconductors and electronics essential for the operation of missiles, like Iskander-M and Kh-101, and systems like the Panther. Recent data indicates that Russia produces about 60 to 70 Iskander-M missiles and 40 to 50 Kh-101 missiles per month. Even with efforts to increase the share of domestic components in some platforms, estimates indicate that 80 to 90% of the microelectronics. Criticism still comes from foreign sources, now predominantly Chinese. A blow to this factory does not halt all Russian missile production at once, but it reduces the ability to quickly replenish stockpiles and may force adjustments on the assembly line. Damaged or delayed components mean fewer missiles available for long-range campaigns against Ukrainian cities and infrastructure. Russia has already demonstrated the ability to upgrade existing missiles with electronic countermeasures, but this does not eliminate the need for new and reliable parts. If you want access to full analyses with exclusive content like videos, charts, and live streams that are not made public here, become a channel member for just 7 Rs per month. In recent months, Ukraine has intensified attacks against the Russian military-industrial base, especially facilities. Macroelectronics facilities, such as the plants in Bryansk, in the Moscow region like Rezonit and others, have been hit with drones and long-range cruise missiles. These strikes are part of a broader strategy to degrade Russia's ability to sustain precision fires at scale. Each damaged facility adds time, cost, and uncertainty to Russian production. Russia currently relies on a limited number of factories and semiconductors relevant for military applications. The main ones are concentrated in Zelenograd, such as Micron and Angstrom, and in Voronezh, including the plant that was just hit. In related facilities like Komykintez Microelectronics in Bryansk, such as the Kremny factory, the Novosibirsk factory, and some other smaller units in other regions. All of them operate with legacy technology and face difficulties scaling up the production of advanced components without access to modern Western equipment. Many depend on imported silicon wafers, chemicals, and machines, even after years of sanctions. The attack on Voronezh reinforces an already known reality. The Russian defense industry remains vulnerable in specific links of the supply chain. Restoring full capacity in a semiconductor factory requires time, skilled specialists, and significant investments. Human losses and losses of specialized equipment worsen the problem, since chip manufacturing process engineers cannot be replaced quickly. From now on, Russia's dependence on China is likely to grow even more. Beijing is already the main supplier of chips and electronic components to Moscow, filling the void left by the West. With another domestic facility compromised, Russia will likely push for higher volumes of Chinese exports, shared technology, or even joint projects. This increases China's economic and political leverage over its partner. On the other hand, China faces increasing risks and U.S. and European secondary sanctions if its support becomes too excessive and direct. Beijing has avoided supplying finished weapons, but dual-use components, both civilian and military, are flowing in large volumes to Russia. Any acceleration in this flow could complicate China's trade relations with the West, especially in high-tech sectors. To get full access to this video, do what our members do. Just become an exclusive channel member for only $7.90, 7.99 Rs per month. Just click here on the Become a Member button. Leave your comment below with your opinion about what might happen in the coming days. Will Russia retaliate strongly,